April the 8th, 2019. Could I please have the roll call?
Councilmember Abdelgawad.
Here.
Councilmember Barber.
Present.
Councilmember Berenson.
Present.
Councilmember Burke.
Present.
Councilmember Circo.
Present.
Councilmember Holman.
Present.
Councilmember Kellogg, absent. Councilmember Townsend.
Present.
Mayor Turnbow.
Present. Would you all please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, thank you all for being here tonight. As you know, we will have a transition period here between meetings. This meeting will have very few items on it, but we do have some new business to attend to, and that would be item A, declaring the April 2nd election results, and have an emergency read on that. So could please read the first reading of Bill 3445 by title only.
The first reading of Bill 3445 by title only, an ordinance of the City of Raymore, Missouri, declaring the results for the April 2nd, 2019 election and declaring this bill as an emergency.
Thank you. Is there a motion to dispose of the first reading of Bill 3445?
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve Bill 3445, declaring April 2nd, 2019 election results.
And sir, although I am not properly attired, I will second the motion.
You're just fine, Jay. Thank you. So I would entertain, I have the motion. Sorry, you got me all mixed up now. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion? Motion carries unanimously 7-0. Could I please have the second reading of the Bill 3445 in its entirety?
The second reading of Bill 3445 in its entirety, an ordinance of the City of Raymore, Missouri, declaring the results of the April 2nd, 2019 election and declaring this bill as an emergency. Whereas a general municipal election was held on April 2nd, 2019, and whereas Section 9.3 of the Raymore City Charter calls for the council to declare the election results at the next regularly scheduled council meeting following the election. Now therefore be it ordained by the council of the City of Raymore, Missouri as follows. Section 1, it is hereby found and determined by a canvass of the votes by the City Council of the City of Raymore, Missouri at the election held on April 2nd, 2019, in conformity with the Comprehensive Election Act of 1977, revised statutes of Missouri, the provisions of the Charter, and ordinances of the City of Raymore as follows. Mayor, 3-year term, candidate Christopher P. Turnbow. Total votes received 787. The City Council does find that Christopher P. Turnbow is the candidate for mayor who received the highest number of votes and shall hold the office for a 3-year term until a successor is duly elected or appointed and qualified according to law. Council member from Ward 1, 2-year term, candidate Dale Jacobson. Total votes received 172. The City Council does find that Dale Jacobson is the candidate for Council member Ward 1 who received the highest number of votes and shall hold the office for a 2-year term until a successor is duly elected or appointed and qualified according to law. Council member from Ward 2, 2-year term, candidate Joseph William Burke III. Total votes received 174. Candidate Lauren G. Jones II. Total votes received 138. The City Council does find that Joseph William Burke III is the candidate for council member from Ward 2 who received the highest number of votes and shall hold the office for a 2-year term until a successor is duly elected or appointed and qualified according to law. Council member from Ward 3, 2-year term, candidate Kevin Barber. Total votes received 179. The City Council does find that Kevin Barber is the candidate for council member from Ward 3 who received the highest number of votes and shall hold the office for a 2-year term until a successor is duly elected or appointed and qualified according to law. Council member from Ward 4, 2-year term, candidate John P. Berenson. Total votes received 79. Candidate Kathy L. Eaton. Total votes received 75. The City Council does find that John P. Berenson is the candidate for council member from Ward 4 who received the highest number of votes and shall hold the office for a 2-year term until a successor is duly elected or appointed and qualified according to law. Section 2, it is further found, declared, and determined that notice of said election was duly given and published in the manner provided by law, and that said election was held and conducted in all respects in conformity with the Constitution and laws of the state of Missouri governing elections and subject to the provisions for charter cities. Section 3, severability. If any section, subsection, sentence, clause, phrase, or portion of this ordinance is for any reason held invalid or unconstitutional by any court of competent jurisdiction, such portion shall be deemed a separate and distinct and independent provision, and such holding shall not affect the validity of the remaining portions thereof. Section 4, emergency reading. The bill is declared and authorized as an emergency and will be read in its entirety to promote the administration of government and permit the newly elected officials to begin their terms. Section 5, effective date. The effective date of approval of this ordinance shall be coincidental with the mayor's signature and attestation by the city clerk. Duly read this first time this 8th day of April 2019. Be it remembered that the above ordinance was approved and adopted this 8th day of April 2019 by the following vote.
Thank you, Ms. Werner. I'd entertain a motion to dispose of the second reading of Bill 3445.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve Bill 3445, declaring April 2nd, 2019 election results.
I'll second the motion, sir.
Thank you. The motion's been made and seconded to approve the second reading of Bill 3445. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion? Motion carries unanimously, 7-0. This brings us to the section for the oath of office. So if all newly elected officials would step down there by you, Chief?
Yes, we'll begin with you, Mayor, and then work through each ward by number.
Okay.
Mr. Barber, if you'll raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name,
I, Kevin Barber,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
I possess the qualifications described by law
for the office to which I have been elected,
to the office which I've been elected,
and I will support the Constitution of the United States
and I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of the state of Missouri affecting charter cities
and the state of Missouri affecting charter cities
and all of the ordinances of the city of Raymore,
and all the ordinances of the city of Raymore,
and when I will faithfully discharge my official duties
and I will faithfully discharge my official duties
in the office of council member
in the office of council member,
for which I have been elected.
which I've been elected.
Congratulations.
And thank you. Good job.
Mr. Berenson, you'll raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name,
I, John Berenson,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
for the office to which I have been elected,
for the office to which I have been elected,
and I will support the Constitution of the United States
and I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of the state of Missouri affecting charter cities
and of the state of Missouri affecting charter cities
and all of the ordinances of the city of Raymore,
and all of the ordinances of the city of Raymore,
and I will faithfully discharge my official duties
and I will faithfully discharge my official duties
in the office of council member
in the office of council member
for which I have been elected.
for which I've been elected.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Jeannie.
Okay, as we move on to the next item on the agenda, which is presentations. Unfortunately, Mr. Kellogg, Kevin Kellogg, Alderman from Ward 1, was not able to be with us this evening. He was, again, tied up at work. He has been, over the past month, unfortunately, that has been the case, and he's been tied up at work with the changes in his shift and responsibilities there. We want to wish him well. He did serve on this council for 10 years. A plaque was prepared in his honor, and I'd like to read that to you tonight, to Kevin Kellogg, in appreciation and recognition for your dedicated service and commitment to the city of Raymore, Missouri, as council member for Ward 1, 2009 to 2019. That means that Kevin held the office for 5 consecutive terms. There are a list of things that he was involved with. Most probably important to him was to continue the beautification programs to our community. He was involved in the median beautification program, the permeated sidewalk issues that you see along 58 Highway. He always strived for this city to remain transparent and fiscally responsible in all of its dealings, and hope that we were treating our residents right. That was a very important issue for him, and for that we will, and all the many other contributions that he gave, including having served on the Planning and Zoning Commission prior to his service as City Council. So we want to wish Kevin the best for everything that he does in the future. Thank him for his service and his dedication, and above all else for his friendship over these many years. So we wish him well. We wish he could have been with us tonight. Honeywell had other thoughts about that. That's where he works, and so that unfortunately he had to stay on the job tonight. I did converse with him earlier this evening, and he did feel bad about not being here tonight, but we will make sure that he is given this plaque in his honor. So with that, I'd like to move on to public comments. If anyone from the public would like to address the council at this time, and please step forward, state your name and address for the record, and keep your comments to 5 minutes or less. If not, we'll go ahead and move on to mayor and council communications, and I'll start with our newest member, Mr. Jacobson. You got anything tonight?
Always pick on the new guy, huh?
That's right.
Really, all I have, Mr. Mayor, is I'd like to dovetail on what you said as a resident of Ward 1. I greatly appreciate Councilman Kellogg's efforts in representing Ward 1. I'm sorry he's not here this evening to get his plaque, but I know he's done a lot of good work, and I want to thank him for that. I also wanted to thank the voters for voting for me and putting their trust in me. I assure them that I will do everything I can to live up to that. I've had the opportunity, having worked on the TIF committee as well, to meet a lot of the staff members, and of course I know several of them from years ago, and I have the highest regard for them. I can also tell you that I've had people tell me they have the highest regard for this council and mayor, as do I. So I'm really looking forward to becoming a part of the team to continue to forward Raymore, and I think there's some exciting times ahead, and I'm very happy to be part of that. Thank you.
We're glad you're here. Thank you, Dale. Mr. Townsend, do you have anything tonight?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I also want to thank Mr. Councilman Kellogg as well for his service and his tutelage along the way as I came on the council, as well as working with the ward. Also want to welcome Mr. Jacobson, Councilman Jacobson, to the council as well, and look forward to learning from you on the history with you being on the council before, and also to the councilmen who've also been reelected onto the council, and those who currently serve, and it's a pleasure to serve with those that are here. And to Mr. Bernsden, if for whatever reason you seem that you can't make the meeting, your daughter did recite the oath with you, so she's your assistant. So outstanding. So thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Burke.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I wanted to thank all the 314 voters that came out and voted, and I'm going to promise to serve not only those 314 voters, but all the people in Ward 2 as well as the entire city in anything that I can do. Yesterday I had somebody come to the door and I said, well, do you have your solicitation license and do you have a license to do business in the city? And they said, no, but I want to know about that. So I told them, and I said, make sure that you let me know what kind of customer service you receive, because we do, even though you haven't gotten the paperwork yet, we do want to provide you with good customer service, and hopefully we'll get good returns on that. But I also wanted to congratulate the other 4 people that were elected to positions in the city. Appreciate your service, and I look forward to working with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, Mr. Circo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have to say big thank you to Mr. Kellogg. He's been here a long time. I've known him for a long time, and he'll be sorely missed. He's done a great job in the years he sat on this council. Congratulations to elect Jacobson and re-elect Burke, re-elect Turnbow, re-elect Barber, and re-elect Berenson. Great job. We got you back. We have a great council, a great city, a great mayor, and I think it's going to work well this next year or two, or this next year till we run again. And big congratulations to all of you. You did a good run. Thank you to the voters. It's always so important to get out and vote. Every year in, year out, please, I just encourage next year, get out and vote. It's very important that you use that duty that you've been given to vote, because it's so important that people do that. But again, big thank you to all.
Thank you. Mr. Ullman.
Thank you, sir. A couple of things. First of all, when the late Derek Moorhead was on the council, he would have called me and told me we were all wearing coats. I'm just letting you know you're kind of falling behind. I know it wasn't picture night because I would have gotten a note from Mr. Icky, so I'm just trying to defend myself a little bit here. I want to welcome Councilmember Jacobson to the council. It's good to have you back, because for those of you that don't know, he was here a long time ago, and he didn't actually leave because he served time on the TIF commission. He stayed involved in the city. We're glad to have him back. A really integral part of our council, I think you'll find going forward, and this group's doing good things for the city. Since I would vote for Councilmember Townsend as the best dressed, meeting in, meeting out, I'm going to nominate him to give me a call when we're all going to wear coats, if he would. And congratulations to all of the rest of you that were reelected to your positions. It'll be a good year going forward. And the last thing I have is thank you, former council member Kellogg, for your many years of service to the city from both planning and zoning and city council. That's all I have, sir.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Barber.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm going to defend my Ward 3 councilman here a little bit. He did have a trip. He took his son down to look at a college down in Springfield, so I know he was on the road all day and still made it to the meeting. So the most important thing is you're here tonight, so thank you for making it. But I want to say congratulations, Mayor. It's an honor to serve with you. Mr. Jacobson, congratulations. Mr. Burt, congratulations. Mr. Barrington, congratulations. It was an honor also to serve with Kevin Kellogg. He brought his 10 years of experience with the council and experience with other parts of the city. He brought, he just brought a lot to our council. I learned a lot. And he, not always do we have the same view, but sometimes it's important not to have the same view. So I do appreciate his service and thank him very much. And I am excited about the makeup of our council, and I'm excited for our city. We've got a lot coming down, and we're going to get a lot done this next 2 years. So thank you.
Amen. Thank you. Ms. Abdelgawad.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll kind of continue the theme here, but I want to take an opportunity to personally thank Mr. Kevin Kellogg for serving on the council for all the years that he did. I think the best way to describe Kevin's service to the city is intense dedication to serving the citizens. He was relentless in speaking up for what he believed and for sharing the voice of the people who he spoke with in the city to make sure that everyone's voices were heard. I want to go on and congratulate Mr. Mayor Turnbow back to his seat. Mr. Jacobson, welcome back to the council. Mr. Burke, welcome back. Mr. Barber, welcome back. And Mr. Berenson, it's been great working with most of you for the last few years, and look forward to continuing our work together. And then finally, I just want to give a shout out of praise to the people who ran but weren't elected. It takes some bravery to throw your name in the hat, to work on that campaign. So to Ms. Eaton and Mr. Jones, thank you for stepping forward to take the opportunity for the chance to serve the citizens in Raymore. And I know Mr. Jones is on the Arts Commission. I hope he'll continue in that role, and I encourage Ms. Eaton to also join one of our committees. That's a great way to get started with the city. So looking forward to a great year with the people sitting up here with me. Thank you.
Mr. Berenson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll continue on here and start off with thanking Mr. Kevin Kellogg for his 10 years of service. If anybody watched these meetings or knows Kevin, I was trying to write some words down to describe him. I never quite knew what Kevin was going to say, but I always knew that it came straight from his heart. So I'll thank him for his tenacity and his spontaneity. Also want to congratulate all the others up here who won re-election, and along with Mr. Jacobson, welcome back, sir. It's good to have you here. And finally, I want to thank the voters of Raymore for their support, and to let you know there are some very big things happening. I just can't tell you about it, but you can ask Matt Tapp back there. He will be happy to let you know. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. And to finish off here, I also want to congratulate everyone that was reelected and elected again to return. Mr. Jacobson, you and I developed a relationship a long time ago while I was police chief, and I always welcomed your input, and you're a sound person to have on this board, and back your comments, your ability to sort through things, your common sense application to things is awesome, and it's going to fit right in with this council because they are a tremendous group to work with. I know you're going to enjoy it. I've enjoyed the last 3 years working with these people, and it's just a great synergy that we have got going here and moving forward in the city. Mr. Kellogg will be missed, absolutely. I love the comment from John that said his spontaneity, because he was spontaneous, and it was refreshing to hear some things sometimes, and other ones you kind of looked at and go, I know he's got a reason there, but it was always interesting. And Kevin really did carry. I mean, everything was sincere and came from the heart, and that's what was very genuine about him, and he will be missed. And good luck to you, Kevin, if you're listening later on down the road. And the last thing I want to thank the voters of Raymore for their support and confidence in me. I do not take this position lightly. I hope that they understood that as they voted on April the 2nd. It's a very rewarding position. The staff that we have to work with here is top-notch. When I visit with other mayors throughout the community, they are in awe of what our staff can accomplish, of how our council interacts positively with one another. And if there is some disagreement, it's always done in a congenial manner, and it is very refreshing to see that in this day and age of politics that can go very badly, as it has in some areas of our country. And we have been able to work together and work out our differences, and that's what's special about this council. And I'm so excited about the next 3 years working with these people and the staff and getting things done. It's a very exciting time for Raymore, and I'm hoping we can continue everything that is looks like it's on the books, right, Matt? We're getting there, and it will be fun as it comes to fruition. And then my last note is that as we return to our seats, I want to announce there will be a change of seating, so watch for your nameplate as it moves a little bit, not much, but there will be a change of seating up here on the council, and I just wanted to let you know that in case you want to take your belongings with you as you come back here. With that, I don't think there's anything else for us except adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Mr. Mayor, I move that we adjourn.
I'll second the motion, sir.
Thank you. Motion's been made and second for adjournment. All those in favor? It's unanimous, 8-0. We'll have a short reception. Will be held immediately following this in honor of the outgoing and newly elected officials outside the city council chambers. Everyone is invited to attend, and we will resume at, what, about 20 minutes? Okay, in about 20 minutes. So about a quarter till, okay? Quarter till 8, we'll get back here, 7:45. Thank you.